Well, here we are on another Texas City Dike fishing trip. Usually run down to the dike when I just want to go somewhere close. There's a little whiting. I'm catching whiting for bait, cast netting for some mullet. Catch the whiting on squid usually. Just a little piece of squid on a number 8, number 10 hook. Just keep it that small and you'll catch them every time. Most casts I'll bring one back in. You know, there's a few casts that I just want to make sure they didn't get the bait because the bite slows down, but you can bring those in pretty easy if you use a smaller hook. So here's another whiting, and I'm just showing you here that, see how the mouth opens downward like that? That's how you know it's a whiting. You got croaker, you got whiting out here that look very similar, and a lot of people get them confused because they both make that croaking noise. But the whiting have a downward facing mouth, and they're actually pretty good eating when they're a little bigger. I don't know about these little babies that give you a little fish nugget, but they are good for bait out here though. Red, love them. Shark, love them. Pretty much all the bigger fish love to eat those whiting, which makes them a great bait fish. Now this, I don't play with these catfish. I throw them back. Gafftop, hardhead. This is a hardhead. Gafftops, hardheads, I don't care. I don't really like catfish. Of course, today ended up being very much a catfish day. The bigger ones came in later. Just casting and waiting for those rods in the background to go off. Mine weren't first, but we did catch some stuff that day. Here we go, fish on. Just bringing it in. This guy here is down at the dock pretty regularly. He's one of the guys I talk to a lot when I go down there. And he's bringing in the first big fish of the day. And my camera, it's just kind of a cheap little knockoff. It's actually called a Geek Pro. It's a knockoff camera. It does not do well in the very high sunlight. I gotta get a filter for it or something, or put some kind of shaded lens over it when it's heavy daylight. Here's Ray's. Here's his catfish. Throwing it in the cooler for him. He likes to keep them, so I like to give them to him if I catch them. You can see that slime all over the net. Ugh. That's one of the reasons I don't like touching these fish. They leave slime on your hands for forever. So it was my turn. My pole started finally going off. You can't really see it again because of the white balance of this camera, but got a good little tug there on the line, and set the hook and bring the fish in. With this pole that I'm using there, it's really rigged for bigger shark, and it doesn't take me much to bring these cats in. A few minutes later we had the catfish at the dock, and I use a lot heavier line. I learned from a buddy of mine when I first started saltwater fishing in this area. It's 400-pound test leader material, and just bring them up. Don't need a net. As long as the hook's in the lip really well, really don't need to deal with anything else except for just bringing them up out of the water. And here he is. Not too bad. I think bigger ones, all the rest of the ones that come in are bigger than this guy, but he was a good size. Cast it out and see what we can catch. And it wasn't too much longer. My smallest pole that I have out here was cast, I don't know, maybe 50 yards out in front of the dock. It really wasn't very far. Started bending. Just thought, nope, just another catfish. Didn't give me any, heavy head shakes or long runs like a red or any kind of the sharks around the area would, except for, surprisingly enough, that's what we brought in, a little bull shark. The bull sharks I've noticed are a little bit lazier of a shark. At least the ones I've caught here in the Texas Gulf, they're really a lazier shark. When you catch a blacktip, you get the run, you get the jumping, you get the fun. These bulls are just kind of like, nah, just whatever. But they're fun to catch. And right here you can see everybody, once I said, oh, it's a shark, everybody starts coming over. Want to help out, and this lady here, I said, let me keep my pole in my hand. I like to keep that between me and the shark. So, of course, told her, watch out, put him right there, so back up. Now you see here, this is the proper way to, at least one of the proper ways to handle a smaller shark. You never want to grab them with just one hand. Back of the spine, right behind the head there, and the tail. And just keep them kind of tipped, not over upside down necessarily, but turn to their side, and they'll stay tame. Just set him down on the dock here. Give him a quick couple of measurements. He was 26 and a half inches to the tail, to the fork, and 29 out to the tip of his tail. Not a bad little bull shark. Say cheese. Put him back so we can catch him when he gets bigger. And then get the camera reset for the next thing, and wasn't long. Oh, probably 10-15 minutes later, I was redoing the bait on my big rod over there, and the little pole went off again. This time it was just another little catfish. Little. One of the bigger ones. But when he came in, though, I tell you what, you'll see here when I get him near the dock, he sure did not want to come see me. That good little pull that he does on me, and the drag was set, but it just was, I wasn't ready for him to do that. And once again, just grab him, pull him up over the dock, and this was actually my second and last. I had to get going just after it got dark. I got a call from the house. They needed some help, so fishing trip got cut short. There you go. Say ah. But it was mostly catfish after this. You'll see here LC. This is one of the other regulars here down on the dock. In fact, he's so regular that you see all these pole holders and all this wood that's out there. That's LC. He does carpentry on the side, and he brings down little odds and ends. He's put in cutting boards. He's really made this dock a really nice fishing place. If you watch, see how that fish is wiggling? LC gets his lip. Look at that. That's how you hold a catfish whenever you're trying to get that hook out. Least amount of slime on your hands, and it puts them to sleep almost. Gets them really still. Another catfish coming in here for a little group of guys down on the end, and LC was just trying to help them because they didn't seem to want to get it out of the net. So he said, just grab the lip, he'll stop wiggling. Get the hook out, and they're kind of like me, they didn't want it, so they said, anybody want this? And of course the couple down on the end, it's who we give them to. And it started getting dark, so here's my lights, and I'll do a YouTube video on these lights later, show you how I put them together. But no generator, they're running off a battery. It's just a couple of truck LEDs, a six LED fixture, 2 of them. LC catching another catfish. This was the last catfish I saw come in, because I got the call to go and help at the house just after this, so I had to take off. But I'm sure they just kept catching catfish after catfish that night. It was definitely a fun day. I was there most of the day. As always, thanks for watching. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all of our fishing adventures. And we'll see you next time.